All right, so I've got something pretty cool for you today. Now, this is not a sales pitch. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. We're going to deconstruct one. We got our hands on an internal training document, and it's all about the strategy these new platforms are using to shake up the old school consulting world. It's a really fascinating peek behind the curtain at how a modern business story gets told.
So it all kicks off with this question, and I bet this is going to sound painfully familiar to a lot of you. Ever start a project, you're all excited and full of optimism, and then, yeah, deadlines start slipping, the budget starts ballooning. It's a classic problem, and that exact pain point, that's what these new models are designed to fix. Okay, so section 1. Before we can really get the new solution, we have to talk about the old problem, really dig into the core frustrations with the traditional way we've always gotten expert advice. And here it is, lay it out plain as day. You've got your two contenders. In one corner, traditional consulting, slow, super expensive, and kind of stuck in its own little bubble of experts. And in the other corner, you have the challenger, what this document calls the Mindhive model. It's promising to be everything the old way isn't. Fast, affordable, and it brings everyone, and even AI, into the mix. Right, so we've set the stage, we know the villain. Now the story introduces its hero, this new Mindhive model. And it's not just pitched as another option, it's framed as a total game changer, a fundamental upgrade. So what is this thing anyway? Well, the official term is a collective intelligence platform. Sounds fancy, right? But the idea is actually super simple. It's just human expertise plus AI. That's the secret sauce. You get the smarts and experience of real people combined with the insane processing speed of artificial intelligence. Best of both worlds.
And boom, there it is, the knockout punch. This single sentence is the entire elevator pitch. You see how it goes right for the jugular. It hits the two biggest complaints we just talked about, time and money. It's not saying we're a little bit better. It's saying we operate on a completely different planet of efficiency.
Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff, the real meat of the argument. This whole pitch really stands on three main pillars, three big promises. Let's take them one by one. First up, speed. And this is a big one. I mean, think about it. In the world we live in now, things change in a blink. Waiting months for some big report, that's not just slow anymore. That's a massive business risk. And they really hammer this point home. Days, not months. It's such a simple, powerful contrast, isn't it? It's a phrase designed to make you completely rethink your expectations for how long this stuff is supposed to take. All right, benefit number 2. The one that makes every CFO's ears perk up. Cost. This is a direct shot at the, let's be honest, often eye-watering price tags you see with traditional top-tier consulting. Again, the language here is so intentional, at a fraction of the cost. It's not just promising you a discount. It's promising to blow up the whole economic model for getting this kind of advice. It's a huge claim. And the third big promise is scale. Think of this as kicking down the doors of that stuffy, old-school boardroom. It's about getting way more brains in the game, tapping into a much bigger, more diverse pool of ideas and knowledge. So what does scale actually look like in practice? Well, it means you can have an expert from halfway across the world collaborating with someone from the local community right there on the same project. You get to hear all these different perspectives you'd normally never get access to. And the best part? It all happens in one place. Now, a really smart pitch, and this one is, doesn't just sell to one person. It shows how everyone wins. It paints this picture of a win-win-win. So let's see how this model spreads the value around to all the different people involved. This table breaks it down perfectly. You've got the clients. For them, it's simple. Better decisions made faster and cheaper. Then you have the consultants themselves who are on the platform. For them, it's a whole new way to make money and build their reputation. And finally, you have the communities. They actually get a voice at the table and see real outcomes. Everybody gets something.
All right, so we get what they're selling, those big benefits. But now let's look at how they're selling it, because this training doc makes a really important point. How you say it is just as crucial as what you're saying. And this right here is the golden rule. Seriously, if you take one thing away from this deconstruction, it's this. Benefits resonate more than features. Nobody cares about the nuts and bolts of your platform. They care about what's going to do for them. They're buying the result, the faster decisions, the lower costs, not the code. And the how-to guide for this is actually pretty simple, which I love. First, keep it simple. Don't bury people in details. Second,
Know your audience and talk their language. Third, tell stories. A good story beats a spreadsheet every single time. And last but not least, you gotta practice it. Make it sound like you believe it, not like you're reading it.
So here's an actual example pitch from the training doc. Look at how it puts all those pieces together. It starts with the big problem, solve complex challenges. Then it immediately hits you with the benefits, in days instead of months, at a fraction of the cost. And it even slips in the how, that simple people plus AI formula. It's clean, it's powerful, it's all right there.
Okay, pop quiz time. This is straight out of their training materials. So, which of these is the best description of a core benefit? A, it gets rid of consultants completely. B, it cuts down on costs and speeds up working together. Or C, it's only for the government.
And the answer is B. It reduces decision-making costs and speeds up collaboration. That's the heart of it. Notice it's not about replacing people, it's about making things work better for everyone. And it's not just for one industry. The core message, the thing they want you to remember, is all about saving money and saving time. All right, let's start to wrap this up and zoom out a bit. Because when you really break down this pitch, you're not just looking at one company's strategy. You're getting a sneak peek into the future of expertise itself, how we find it, and how we use it. So what did we learn here? First, a clear problem demands a clear solution. It's a classic storytelling formula for a reason. Second, the best pitches are built on those three pillars: speed, cost, and scale. Third, stories make it real. And finally, how you pitch is every bit as important as what you pitch. The delivery is everything. And that brings us to the final big question, something to chew on. As AI and these new platforms get better and better at connecting us and crunching data, what's the new job description for a human expert? Maybe our value isn't about having all the answers anymore. Maybe it's about being the one who asks the best questions. It's a wild thought, and it's probably where all of this is heading.